Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG. And we're moving on to the 11th video of the Warhammer 40k Commander Deck spoiler videos. And it looks like we're starting to move on into the Imperium Deck. And we're gonna see what this is gonna be all about. We start off with Sanguinary Priests. 1 black, 3 colorless for a 2. Astartes Cleric with Lifelink and Blood Chalice. Whenever another creature you control dies, Sanguinary Priest deals 1 damage to any target. Next up is a card that is apparently in either Spanish or Italian. It's Zephyrim. Zephyrim is 1 white, 3 colorless for a 3/3 human warrior. Appears like I said, that has Squad 2 with flying and vigilance, and has Miracle for 1 white and 1 colorless. Now, Miracles says you may cast this card for its miracle cost when you draw it if it's the first card you drew this turn. So if you draw this card off the top of your deck, you pay 1 white and 1, and you got this. And, you know, it's got that squad cost, so you can create some partners for it. So, hoo-ha. Next up is Commissaris of Severina Reign. 1 black, 1 white, 1 black, 1 colorless for a 2/2 legendary creature, human soldier, with leading the front. Whenever Commissar Severina Reign attacks, each opponent loses X life, where X is the number of other attacking creatures. And Summary Execution. 2 colorless, sacrifice another creature. You gain 2 life and draw a card. Useful. You can sack a creature to gain life and get card draw. Or when she's attacking, she's attacking with a bunch of other creatures, their opponent loses X that much life. Yeah. And it says each opponent loses. So it's not just the one you're attacking, it's all your opponents. She's mean. Next up, we have another basic swamp. Then we have, I guess, a saying of the Imperium, and they shall know no fear. 1 white, 1 colorless for an instant that reads, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type gain +1/+0 and indestructible till end of turn. Well, that's super useful. Next up is a reprint, an Unstable Obelisk. 3 colorless mana for an artifact that's tap to add a colorless, or pay 7 colorless, tap it, sacrifice it to destroy target permanent. And next up, yet another reprint, having a number of reprints coming up here. And Sculpting Steel. 3 colorless. For an artifact that reads, you may have Sculpting Steel enter the battlefield as a copy of any artifact on the battlefield. That might be part of the Necron deck, but you can have it as any artifact. So it can be useful in numerous ways. Excuse me. Next up is Mask of Memory. Now, Mask of Memory is another reprint that reads 2 colorless mana for an artifact equipment. Whenever an equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw 2 cards. You do, discard a card, and equip for 1. Yeah, that's useful. Useful. Card draw. Next up is Hedron Archive. Another good reprint. 4 colorless mana for an artifact that reads, tap to add 2 colorless mana, or pay 2 colorless mana, sacrifice Hedron Archive to draw 2 cards. Mana Rock with abilities for some card draw. Next up is Beacon of Unrest. 2 black, 3 colorless for a sorcery that reads, return an artifact or creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield. Shuffle Beacon of Unrest into its owner's library. So a recurring recursion card. Hoo-ha! Please excuse my hiccuping. Next up is Go for the Throat, another reprint. 1 black, 1 colorless for an instant reads, destroy target non-artifact creature. Next up is the Golden Throne. 4 colorless mana for legendary artifact that reads Arcane Life Support. If you would lose the game, instead the Golden Throne and your exile the Golden Throne and your life total becomes 1. And 1,000 souls die every day. Tap it and sacrifice a creature, add 3 mana and any combination of colors. So a mana rock and protection from death. That's interesting. Next up is Defenders of Humanity. 1 white, 2 colorless, and X for an enchantment that reads, when Defenders of Humanity enters the battlefield, create X 2/2 white Astartes warrior creature tokens with vigilance. And for one white, 2 colorless, and X, exile Defenders of Humanity, create X 2/2 white Astartes warrior creature tokens with vigilance. Activate only if you control no creatures and only during your turn. So, just kind of a repopulate with tokens type of thing. Bring some tokens out, and if all your tokens get wiped out, you can do it again to put out more tokens. Next up is Exterminatus. For a beefy 1 white, 1 black, and 5 colorless, you get a sorcery that reads, all non-land permanents your opponents control lose indestructible till end of turn and destroy all non-land permanents. Well, well, well. A nice beefy board wipe. And wrapping it up for right now, and we'll check here in just a second as soon as I finish this, is Celestine the Living Saint. 1 white, 4 colorless for a 3/4 legendary creature human warrior with flying and lifelink. With healing tears. At the beginning of your instant, return target creature card with mana value X or less from the graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. Okay. So bring some creatures back from the graveyard when you gain life. So let's reload. Doesn't look like we have anything more right now. So this will be a shorter video, but probably sometime later this evening, a bunch more stuff is going to drop, and and we'll go through these. So this has been video number 11. I'm going to say hoo-ha, see you on the next video.